I love pet names. My favorite pet name is Pumpkin. I want to meet the first guy who had the guts to call a girl a pumpkin. It's a fat orange fruit with stripes. We smash on Halloween. First we carve out the eyes. Yeah, you're my pumpkin. Yeah, you're my pumpkin, pumpkin. Not giving you a mouth, pumpkin, so you can't talk back to me.
Orny Adams is on the Adam Carolla Show.
Someone's on my Halloween material.
I was going to say, that predates yours.
Yeah. Which reminds me, what are we, in August?
Yeah, it's almost
I got
time.
to start, almost.
Start thinking about it. You know
I'm going to
what I mean?
be at Kimmel's tonight in Vegas. I'm going to start working my Halloween material
You're at Kimmel's tonight?
Tonight.
You're going to leave here and get to Kimmel's on time?
That's correct. 2 shows.
Oh, I think you're going to have trouble getting there on time. But like earlier you said, about the busing of the immigrants to other cities and stuff like that. I think you can
sanctuary cities.
Yeah, you could be a sanctuary city for trick-or-treating. I think you can tag your bit.
Yeah.
Which you already do. You already say there's boatloads or carloads of people coming in. Mm-hmm. I don't think you remember your Halloween bit.
Because I put it on a shelf. January through mid-August, and now it's time to take it down and start dusting it off.
I can't believe it's almost Halloween again.
Am I right, people?
September.
It's 117 degrees outside.
Can't wear white after Labor Day, which reminds me.
Fun size. What's fun about a miniature Snickers bar? Come on, people. Am I right?
How about the people that gave out pencils?
Hey, show of hands. Who's going to Yoda this year? Come on now.
I'm not saying I live in a rich neighborhood, but my house got egged by organic, cage-free eggs.
Yeah, it's time to start sliding into my Halloween stuff.
I think you can do so.
It's probably, it's mid-August, 121 degrees on the Strip, and I'm just going to start in on that.
Yeah, just do the first 20 minutes.
I'll just do the first 20, yeah.
People love it. It's a highlight.
Yeah.
In fact, some people say, have you seen Adam live? He's going to be in Vegas next week. And they go, no, I'm waiting until it's closer to Halloween.
Yeah. I get a lot of those people.
It's your signature bit.
Now, I know sometimes when I see a couple of open chairs in the audience, I realize those are trick-or-treaters.
Yeah.
That's what I call them.
In fact, I've heard, like in green rooms, like somebody doing a Halloween bit, and then another comic will go over and say, hey, Adam Carolla does a Halloween bit.
Yeah.
It sort of says it like, back up.
Back off.
He's got that territory.
Yeah. It'd be like me announcing I was a domestic goddess, and people kind of go like, that's kind of...
Right. Or no respect.
Yeah. Or get her done.
Yeah. All of them making more money than us.
All right. But maybe if I can get that Halloween thing to go sort of national, you know what I mean? Like really get that out there, maybe do a dry bar Halloween.
Yeah, I envision you getting a solid 5 minutes and actually being invited back on to the Kimmel Show.
To do my Halloween
Just the 5 minutes, not even
Halloween.
on the couch. You just walk out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'd probably do it, again, early September, late August. You know what I mean? Because that's when people are starting to really think about Halloween.
I think the minute you see the stuff on the shelves or you see ads popping up on your Amazon account for anything, I think that's when you it's in the psyche.
Yeah, like when you reach for your first handful of candy corn.
Yeah, and what I love about Halloween, it's like not a political holiday. It's something we can all, I'm sure you'll make it political, but
definitely going to attack one group. But All right, Dawson, you got some news?
Yeah, we got to start first with a little fact about the great Barry Bostwick. Orny, are you familiar with the work of Barry Bostwick?
I don't know if I am.
Immense body of work.
The actor.
Yeah. Amazing, dude. Did you know that in 1997, Barry Bostwick had prostate cancer? He had surgery. That was over 20 years ago, and he's still alive right now.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
He's an actor. His IMDb page is very long.
Okay.
Now, we didn't
married
know.
to a woman I had a crush on back in the day.
Which one?
Stacy.
Can't think of her last name.
I got married in 87.
Did you
Divorced in 93.
Stacy's mom.
No, I didn't meet Stacey's mom. I heard she's got it going on.
She has got it going on.
All right.
Well, we have
Dawson,
the best.
where are
We
you?
have the best listeners in the world. We got this commercial. This is an old Pepsi commercial tweeted to us today in regard to our discussion yesterday.
Stacey
on Barry Boswick.
Nelkin on Barry Boswick. Okay. There it is.
Hey, Hallie Eisenberg, drinking a Pepsi.
Actually, this isn't a Pepsi. It's new Pepsi Twist with lemon. And I'm not Hallie Eisenberg.
I'm Halle Berry.
Drinking Pepsi Twist.
Well, it's not exactly Pepsi Twist. It's Diet Pepsi Twist. And I'm not exactly Halle Berry.
You know,
I'm Barry Bostwick.
who is Barry Boswick?
Like twists? Try new Pepsi Twist and regular and diet.
Was
a
he-
lemon twist on that great Pepsi taste.
That's random. It's also weird that I would go, oh, Barry Bostwick's kind of a name, like people know who that is, and nobody knew who Barry
knew.
Bostwick is except for Kyle, who's a film and TV nerd, but knows nothing about automobiles, and I mean nothing. But I knew who he was, but then I realized I'm in some weird group that happens to know everything and then gets tortured by it because no one else has ever heard of anything that I ever speak about.
Oh,
out
it must
loud.
be so hard.
It's torturous. It's torturous. Yeah, references, granny gears, things of that nature.
Okay.
All right. But point is he is a guy who's done 200 films and a TV project and stuff. And
He's actually very recognizable in that commercial,
Pepsi
not
Cola
so much from that picture.
thought enough of him to have him say,
Yeah.
I'm Barry Bostwick, which is a weird pitch when you're going, we're going to have this guy, and then we're going to have Halle Berry, and then we'll have
Well, you
Barry
see what they
Bostwick.
did.
But then he said, nobody knows who I am.
You see what they did in the commercial? They started with somebody whose name was something Hallie. And then when they went to Halle Berry, and then they went to Barry Boswick.
Right, you're right.
So he had the right first name
And
to get
good
that
for
job.
him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Barry
Addressing
Gibb was not available.
the issue of his anonymity or his
Right.
lack of fame with his name attached to it.
I agree, except for not me and Kyle.
And I'll tell you what would have helped his career a lot was a little Halloween humor.
Yeah, you're right. You know, I should have punched up his Halloween
Was he in
stuff.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off? He looks like he could have been in that. No?
He was, I don't know. What was his sitcom that he was known for?
Spin City.
Spin City was sort of his,
Yeah.
I don't know. He's just been in everything.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Sorry.
Los Angeles Times editorial is asking for a do-over in the plastic bag ban that actually led to more plastic waste.
What?
According to a recent report, after California became the first state in 2016 to ban single-use plastic grocery bags, the thicker convenience totes that took their place as reusable and recyclable alternative weren't reused and actually aren't recyclable. In fact, the study finds the total amount of trash from plastic bags that California sends to landfills has never been higher.
You know what I do, Dawson?
go.
And you're not going to
Yeah.
believe this, either of you. I go to the supermarket. I usually get about $200 worth of groceries. I fill that cart up. I don't like to go there often. And then they go, did you bring bags? I go, I sure did. And I pull out my dog poop bags. And I go, have fun.
There you go.
There's 200 bags. Start bagging it up.
One crouton per bag.
That's right. Good luck fitting the milk in there.
Yeah.
I show them.
You bought a cassava melon. Have fun.
Y'all want to get liberal with my plastic bags?
Here you go,
Here you
bitches.
go.
Good on you.
Thank you. And some of them, I'm not proud of this. I've taken out of my trash can that somebody else put in there that had been filled up, and I just put them in there recycle.
Got some poop.
I go
residue.
recycling. Yeah.
Yeah, all good, all unintended consequences. Every single thing we try to do in California to save something or make something better always ends up punishing somebody and fucking up
They
some
use that
landfill.
as like some blanket excuse. Unintended. We didn't see this coming. That's what they always say. We didn't see this coming.
I would like politicians to do a better job of seeing what's coming. Like when you go, we're going to defund the police. You should be able to see what's coming once you defund the police. That's pretty easy to see.
I think that one's pretty easy to see. But
well, they didn't see it, though.
I don't know if it's clear to the listeners, but what happened was they said you can no longer give away free plastic bags, and those were real skinny. So then they made thicker ones, and they said, okay, well, what if we charge them for a bag? And they make it 10 cents.
Right.
And now we.
Well, it turns out those bags are not recyclable at all. But you would think that this editorial is going to make sense, but no, they're doubling back and saying that the The solution is more laws.
Yes.
The problem can be fixed by 2 bills currently moving through the legislature, which would ban all plastic bags from grocery store checkouts beginning in 2026, only allowing paper bags made of at least 50% recycled materials and truly reusable bags shoppers bring to the store. California already has taken a step in that direction by passing Senate Bill 54 2 years ago, which by 2032 is going to phase out most plastic found on grocery store shelves.
I find the paper bag.
How is that? That's going to be a great grocery
We need a
trip.
sanctioning body for the paper bag handle. Because I find one side or the other is a little weak.
Yeah, and if I'm paying 10 cents.
And the one pops off, and then when the one pops off, the other just tears away immediately because it's getting pulled the wrong direction now.
Here's the thing. You're shopping at like Pavilions or a really nicer grocery store. When you go to the regular grocery store, those paper bags, they're just paper bags. No handles.
No handles.
They look like big lunch bags.
Oh. Orny, let me ask you this. Every sitcom and every movie I ever see where the woman or the roommate or whatever returns from the store after shopping, they do that thing where the woman comes walking in.
I know what you're going to say.
Do you?
I do.
Okay.
I'll bet you.
Okay. Or you want to write down what I'm going to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But wait a minute. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Spelling this correctly.
Did you write the N-word?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, then you don't know.
Okay.
Always a huge bushel of celery hanging out the top. And I'm like, how much celery do Americans really eat? Because in every movie and every sitcom, it's always the celery. It's a huge pile. First off, it's 14 stalks of celery. There's never an episode called Where's the Celery? Where the kid's like, we want to eat tuna salad, but there's no celery. No one asks for celery. No one wants celery. No one eats celery. I like celery. I'm just saying it's statistically impossible that you buy a huge bushel of it and it hangs out of the top of every... You can't film a movie where somebody returns with groceries where you go, hold on, the Wrangler's like, where's the celery?
Where's the celery?
We cannot just walk out with a bag.
Is this your final
stuff.
answer?
It's all celery.
No, you're wrong.
Find the movie. All right.
No.
Joe, hold on. St. Elmo's Fire. I think it's St. Elmo's Fire when the roommate comes back home and what's his name? Emilio Estevez is in love with McDonald or whatever his fucking name is. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. You want to know what it is? Because you're wrong. And I bet one of your listeners...
And also the bag's too light. They're never handle it. Never has heft.
That's fine. But we're talking about what's sticking out.
Yeah.
And this can be mathematically proven. In fact, I invite your listeners that seem to have a lot of free time...
just when it comes to Barry Boswick.
Yeah, to start posting... clips of movies or screenshots of movies, because there's no way celery is used more than the French baguette. Every chase scene.
French baguette is your dad's movie grocery bag. We switch from baguette to celery.
No. Celery.
Look, I'm not going to argue with you about baguette.
You're wrong, because a celery is 12 inches or a third of a meter. Okay?
Yeah, that's right.
So it's going to sit on the bottom. It's heavy. It's going to sink to the bottom.
It should sink to the bottom, but they always have it hanging out of the top.
A baguette is always going to stick out. And I see it, and you know what I think? Why does the baguette always stick out of the baguette bag?
It's a baguette bag, yeah.
But it should. They know they've been doing this
how
for
long it is. Yeah.
hundreds of years. They've been making baguettes.
Yeah. It's like a dog's penis.
What are you talking about?
The penis hangs out a little bit further than the bag.
The amount of homosexual vibes on this episode from you.
So listen, you're right.
Yeah, I know I'm right.
We got to get the baguette bag makers and the baguette manufacturers together on the same page so the fucking end doesn't hang out. Why should that be covered with dust, when you get home? I argue this. While everyone loves a baguette and eats the baguette, and it is fairly ubiquitous hanging out the top of a grocery bag, I'm saying celery is a little exotic and still in everyone. Like, when's the last time you purchased celery?
I did recently.
And Dawson will say he did it earlier today?
No, but I put celery in soup, and I make soup all the time.
Oh, okay. So you guys
Yeah.
just destroyed my point.
Yeah.
You buy celery frequently?
No, this was rare.
Oh, okay.
This
So
is
it is
rare.
rare. That's
Yes.
right. I'm saying it's 100% according to television that people buy celery.
I say it's the baguette.
All right, listen, the baguette is
Celery
the poor
just the-
man's celery because it's easy just to have it hanging out.
And it's a good color.
By the way,
Yeah.
why do we even need shit hanging out of the bag according to television and movies? Like, can't someone just return from the grocery store with bags? Do we have to go, what's in there?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, there's food.
Because there's
If
a
someone
s-
went shopping.
there's a
Why does
set-
stuff have to hang out?
There's a set decorator, and this is their job, and they take it very seriously, and I commend them for that.
I think it's St. Elmo's Fire where she returns, her roommate returns in the middle of the night from shopping.
So you're going to make some
I think.
stew.
It has celery. I love celery. Don't get me wrong.
Boys, we're at an hour and 6, so
Yeah.
let's
keep going.
Let's keep going.
Let's keep going here.
Well, it's rumored that Grammy-nominated Snoop Dogg, it's rumored that he's earning $500,000 a day as a special correspondent for NBC for the Olympics.
Wow.
worth every penny.
Yeah. It's so weird how he's transitioned from who he was to who he is.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must be an equestrian event.
He's a nice guy, though. I mean, I went
Good for him.
Have you met him?
to his house. Yeah.
You have his number in your phone?
He used to come on Loveline, and me and Jimmy went to his house once for a man show bit where we just hung out with Snoop Dogg the whole day and pretended to get high, and then at some point we just said, fuck it, let's get high. And then I got really high, and then I just laughed. And Jimmy just ate.
Yeah.
And that was what we did. Yeah.
That's
Let's
good.
see. Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart. Yeah, there's that. I mean, the guy just keeps
Reinventing.
Yeah, well, you'd think, let me tell you something. You would think that this guy who talks about popping caps and hoes and bitches and stuff wouldn't be palatable, but there's nothing America likes more than a sort of non-threatening black man to be at the head, Madison Avenue and all this stuff. We love the street cred of the black guy. We don't like the threatening part of the black guy. But once the black guy turns 50 and he starts being jovial and friendly and hanging around with Martha Stewart, then it's going to be an endless payday for Snoop. He'll never not get paid.
He's so likable.
He is.
He really is. Do you realize if you and I had a fifth of his likability,
Oh, my God.
we wouldn't be sitting here right now doing this
No.
little podcast?
No. We'd be in France.
And your podcast is like big. Yeah, we'd be in
We'd be
France.
commentating.
We'd
We'd be at the equestrian center.
It's like God said, we're going to give you these brains, but no likability.
Zero. I know. Even further, people will detest you, Orny.
I mean, I walk out on stage and it's like,
Folding chair comes sailing at your head.
it's like thump. It's
Yeah.
like, and
I'll come out on stage and I'll be like, man, what's going on with kids these days? And I'll just hear people yell, get to the Halloween material.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll just have to slide right into it. Pardon the pun, it haunts me.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was good.
All right.
Did you ever?
St. Elmo's Fire. Am I making that up? Am I making it up?
This poor guy, Joe, this
I
new
know,
guy.
poor Joe. Did she come home with groceries?
We have 8 clips of St. Elmo's Fire, but we can't get the whole movie. And apparently the celery scene is not one of the 8 standout clips of
Why
St.
wouldn't
Elmo's
it's the
somebody
Fire.
best
circle
scene.
that clip? Yeah.
It's the celery scene.
The celery scene.
Yeah, but now spend 3 minutes on any other movie and you'll find a baguette. You will.
Oh, listen, I get it. The baguette hangs out. I'm saying people consume baguettes, so it lives somewhere. I'm saying celery's not consumed at the level of the baguette. Yet it exists in every movie.
Here's the other thing. I'd love to see one movie with a baguette where it's realistic, where the top has already been taken off and eaten.
You eat it.
Yeah, it doesn't make it home.
It doesn't make the car ride.
No.
You fucking mainline that baguette in.
That's right.
Yeah, you do. You bust it off and you kind of justify it, which is I'll bust it off to the bag.
Yeah, so I can fold it down.
Yeah.
And if you get any complaints from your spouse or significant other,
No.
you just say it's not sanitary for me to go through the subway.
Yeah, and there's a weird rule we have with baked goods, which is if you start handling food, people don't like you handling food. But if it's a bagel or baguette, you can pick it up, rip it in half, set the ripped half down, and walk away. And then some coworker will just come up and pick it up, sometimes tear like a quarter off, put it down. We don't do that with any other food. Baguette, same thing. Someone will pick it up, just rip off a piece, hold it with one hand, rip the other part up, set it back down on the table. Next guy comes up and grabs it too. But we're all Purelled. We're all like, don't touch that. Don't double dip that chip. You put it in your mouth. But somehow Bagels and Baguettes, which would be a good morning show name for us, we start doing FM again. You be Bagels.
You don't waste
Bagels.
that. Yeah, you don't waste that on AM.
No, it's an FM. That's FM. That's FM. Yeah. Your Bagels and Baguettes.
Because I know people at KFI, but we're not bringing
No, we're going to FM.
K-Rock again.
That's right.
Oh, my God. You going back to K-Rock? That would...
With you?
Oh, my God.
As Bagels?
Instantly relevant again. Instantly relevant.
Again. Yeah. That's right. Sorry, Dawson. What do you got?
Let's do some quick automotive news. There's a new revolutionary hybrid flying car approved in Australia, apparently.
Okay. Joe, was I in that back room screaming about flying cars for 40 minutes the other day, apropos to nothing? Nothing to do with this. I'm like, listen to me. Every 10 minutes they go, my whole life, it's like, we got a flying car. We got a flying car. I'm like, it's either a helicopter or a VW Bug where you take a Cessna's wings and the tail stab and you stuff it on it. It's not a flying car. Yeah. You know what I mean? The Jetsons had a flying car. You have a car with a helicopter blade on top of it. That's not, it's like they go, have you seen footage of that squirrel water skiing?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the squirrel you duct taped to a piece of plywood and then dragged behind a jet ski?
Yeah.
That's not a squirrel. That's not water skiing. That's a squirrel clinging to a piece of plywood for its life while you drag it across a lake. Same with the fucking flying boats. Flying cars. I say it all the time to everyone. They don't have a flying car. They go, Uber's going to do a flying car. I go, no, they're not. Oh, yeah, 6 months. We're going to have flying. We don't.
And to add to your disappointment, when it does come out, they'll call it a drone.
Yes. All right, so what is this
Pegasus
thing?
has designed one.
We have a video, by the way.
Oh, let's take a look at it.
Yeah, okay. That looks like a helicopter to me with 4 wheels.
But the difference between this and other flying cars, which are helicopters, is this one can travel on the freeway and fly up to 6,000 feet.
That's a car. You know, that's a car.
With a rotary blade on it.
That's
what Joe, was I screaming about this in the other office the other day?
Honestly, when this story was given to us today, I thought yesterday's rant about this was in reference to this story. Because I was like, that's a helicopter.
It's a brand new story.
That's a car because the license plate is missing the DMV year sticker.
That's right.
Stolen.
No front license plate. Yes. Okay. So you can drive this thing and then, listen, anyone who owns a Cessna could taxi it at 30 miles an hour down Ventura Boulevard, okay, and then fly. But that's not, okay. It's not a flying car. We don't have flying cars. I wish we had flying cars. We don't have them. And this Uber, remember 5 years ago, it's like, Uber says they're a year away from a flying car. And I always yell at everyone, no, they don't have it. It doesn't exist. They go, it does. And then every once in a while they go, here's an artist's rendering of what it would look like. I go, that's a drawing of a flying car. We don't have flying cars.
Well, this vehicle is an electric car with a range of 300 miles and has the ability to reach a speed of up to 75 miles per hour.
Right.
It also
with shopping
has,
cart wheels on it.
It also has propellers that enable it to take off and fly at a maximum speed of 100 miles per hour. Has a range of about 3 hours, a cruising speed of about 80 miles per hour. Reach a maximum of 6,000 feet.
Well, listen, the only thing I like about this thing is if you ever got pulled over for a DUI, just be like, fire up the rotary blade, I'm flying home. Yep. Cops just sitting there on the ground while you just fucking take right off. And then the cop would have to radio it in. And they go, we got a drunk guy. I pulled his car over and he just took off at 6,000 feet. And then the fucking dispatcher would be going, really? Who's been drinking?
That's right.
Who's been drinking?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, this is not a prototype. It's a real car that has been licensed by the Australian Civil Aviation Safety Authority. It isn't available for purchase yet. You know why? Because you need a pilot's license to operate it.
Yeah. All right.
I think
it's
this
a helicopter.
I have thought of a great catchphrase for you. Like, let's say you're on stage and you get heckled or something. You're going to shut them down.
Yeah.
Because you're Adam Carolla.
Right,
You're AC. You're the big ace man.
Yeah.
And then when you're done and the audience is like going nuts, you go, trick or treat, dickhead.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
like
and your
that.
special's called Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
I got to produce this. Can I direct it?
Oh, yeah.
I have a verbal commitment from you right now.
Yeah. I'm saying into a microphone. We start off with the sort of history of Halloween, and then we move into some of the fun size candy bar stuff.
Yeah.
And then we get into the social commentary about the gerrymandering and the poor kids being dropped off.
I mean, I see the whole thing. I see you arriving at the theater in a flying car, but it doesn't fly.
Yeah.
It's just your car with helicopter things on it, and the joke's on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then the audience will pity you.
Yeah. That's what I kind of rely on that.
No, I mean, I think that you're such a strong, formidable person that you actually don't get the empathy.
You're right. You're right. I don't get the empathy I should. All right. Go ahead, Dawson. Sorry.
Well, teachers are sparking a debate for an alphabet song tune changes. There's a new way to sing the ABCs. We all learned them as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, L, M, N, O, P.
Right. Why would we need to fix this?
I don't know, but I guess it's pissing some people off. Let's take a look at this video with the new alphabet song.
Sing the new alphabet song with me.
LGBT.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Sounds the same.
H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W,
You got
X,
it. You
Y,
hear the difference, right?
Z.
Is this for people with asthma so they can catch their breath?
Never
Some people say it's a-
will forget how to say the alphabet.
People say it hurts their ears. People are saying, I'm dyslexic. Please don't do this.
The Elemento part, that's where she hit her change.
Yeah.
I got to say, I would always power through the Elemento P, and I wouldn't really even know what it sounded like.
I would power through the entire thing.
Well, I definitely do the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Like I would turn that into a foreign name or something. So I get.
How about the vowel song? Are we changing that?
Is there a vowel song?
A-E-I-O-U, and sometimes...
There's not enough words.
Oh, there's a vowel song?
I think there is, yeah.
No.
There's a verb song.
What's the verb song?
What's the verb song?
The verb song is from Schoolhouse Rock. It's the best Schoolhouse Rock song. I do my thing in action.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. It's a big, muscle-bound black man talking about action.
I forget which
verbs.
comedian said this, but it was like 20, 30 years ago. Some guy said, I have an aversion to action. That's why I rarely use verbs.
This is a good song that you guys are going to know. It's it's a super muscle-bound black man superhero who does his thing in action. Verb. You guys are going to know it. Yeah.
Here it is.
There it is. I think you'll know it.
You know what's consistently, as they're queuing this up? Okay,
Oh, here we go.
I get my thing in action. To be, to see, to feel, to live.
That's what's happening.
I put my heart in action. To run, to go, to get, to give. That's where I find satisfaction, yeah. To search, to find, to have, to hold.
Very urban commercial.
When I use my imagination.
Would it surprise you that these are two white guys?
Who sung this?
Yeah.
Turning into
Is it?
I saw a video recently of the conjunction junction or how to Bill makes a law.
Oh, that
And
guy's
two white guys.
No, but this ain't that.
Okay.
That's the other guy. I've interviewed that guy. He's like from Louisiana. He's angry. He's haggard.
Can take a noun and bend it, give me a noun.
That's both break and clown.
I'd say these are black singers. Anyway, all right, there you go. You guys know this one?
I did not know that.
A little before my time.
Oh, gonna play the old guy card.
No,
All
no,
right.
no. I'm just
All
saying
right.
that. Just you know.
Ever heard of the Civil War?
I have heard of the Civil War. Yeah.
Just checking your calendar. That's
I'm just
all.
saying that, like, that's
There's things that happened before you, Orny. That's all. Of course, you didn't know about the whole 20th anniversary of the Dave Matthews
And I don't wanna-
shit bus story. So
No.
you got some holes, in your game.
How did you remember that? Do you have a notification on your phone?
I get a card from my stepmom every year on the anniversary of the shit dump.
She always loved you more than your biological mother.
Believe me, there are many people who could claim that, but I was explaining this story to somebody about 3 weeks ago, and they were like, I've never heard this story, which I'm always surprised because stuff gets carved into my head like, oh, come on, the shit dump story. And I was like, never heard it. And they were dubious. They were like, you're making this up. And I'm like, no, man, dump shit on a whole tour bus. And we looked it up, and then I looked at the date, and I said, oh, it's nigh. It's upon us. Yeah. So then I hit up Joe, and I said, Joe, this story we're coming up on the 20th. I have a weird thing where I look up stuff, like I randomly come across stuff, and then I look it up, and I go, oh, it's 25 years from yesterday or something, some weird anniversary. Is some celebrity died or something? And I'll look up, like, when did George Harrison die? And I'll just look it up. And it'll be on today's date. Like, I'll go like, oh,
But
weird,
don't you
weird
think
energy.
maybe you saw something on social media subconsciously?
I
think
heard a
there's-
Dave Matthews song on the radio.
Yeah,
and
that's what I mean.
I was driving with someone. I said, do you know the whole shit story? Yeah. And they
Yeah.
said, no. And then I looked it up, and I looked the date up, and it was,
But
a week from now. And then Joe reminded me.
Yeah,
that
he's
today's
a
the
great
day.
employee. He
He's
really
great.
is. His hat matches his shirt. I suspect the shit story is just something that really resonates with you. Much like most of this podcast, it's uninteresting topics that you make interesting.
I make them interesting. I
Right.
feel like I do that with you.
Yeah, for sure.
No one cares about Orny Adams, but then
I'm boring as hell, of course.
Almost as many people care about Orny Adams as they do Barry Bostwick.
Barry Boswick is kicking my
Almost.
ass in the celebrity realm.
We have the St. Elmo's clip.
Oh, good.
Does she have celery?
This
Or
is the
is it a
celery scene.
baguette?
All right.
I don't know. This is a vague memory I'm having. And by the way, what Emilio Estevez is doing to, what's her name, the model McDonald or whatever, is called stalking her. He's literally stalks her in this movie.
Celery
We'll
stalking
play it.
her.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Here's my roommate Judith. She hates me. I hate her.
Oh,
Paper towel. Go back. There was paper towels. There's something green in there.
There's a brush.
There's
Here's
something
my
green
roommate
in there.
Judith. She hates me.
False memory.
That's not. It is. Celery. No baguette.
No, that is
No, that could be a head of lettuce.
No,
That's
is
romaine
lettuce.
I
That's
say it's
romaine
celery.
lettuce.
Yeah, I would call it celery.
No,
it could be
romaine.
I haven't seen
celery,
any
but
goddamn
it's-
baguettes hanging out of that
It's a little too
baguette.
leafy
they didn't
on the
have the budget.
outside.
That's romaine.
A little too leafy on the outside.
romaine,
to be.
which
There you
makes
go.
more sense.
All right, we're going to have to put our team on this.
It's romaine.
Could
Wait a
be
minute.
celery. It's
But
kind
still,
of
what
looks
a
like
memory.
celery.
By
What
the
a
way,
memory.
All right, hold on.
she has resting romaine face.
Orny, do you see any baguettes?
No.
No.
No, you don't.
This
do
film
you?
didn't have the budget, and this is the only film that bucks the trend.
How dare you? This is one of the most consequential films of the 80s.
I'm telling you, find any chase scene in a James Bond film where they go
All right,
through a
let's-
farmer's market,
Is
somebody's
that,
diving
is
out of the way
that
with a
celery
baguette.
or romaine?
Wow.
It's what?
That's celery.
But
saw
Joe,
I
it's your
saw-
job to say it's celery.
I saw a picture of it on the phone before we pulled it up on the screen. It looks like the base of some celery instead of the leafy celery part.
All right, Orny, you want to just tuck your tail between your
No,
legs and call it a
because
day?
you found your one example. Your one example.
I told Joe, just pull up a random movie where there's grocery bags, and here it is.
If your listeners are fair, they will post all of the baguettes and all of the celeries. That's the only celery in the history of celery. This person thought they were being creative.
I'm not saying that the baguette is wrong. I'm saying amount of Americans that consume bread and baguettes is higher than the amount that consumes celery, yet celery is represented at a higher level.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
It's this. It's
okay.
The baguette. There's something romantic about the baguette. And movies are very romantic. And oftentimes the man is going home.
It shows. It
shows joy.
Evolution.
It shows joy.
No. When you carry a bag home with a baguette in it, it shows that you're a little more evolved than someone with like a Mountain Dew hanging out.
Yeah.
The top. That's what I'm saying.
Or
So
Wonder Bread.
like with you wouldn't have the bad guy with a baguette hanging out.
No, a baguette softens the character.
Softens character.
Yeah,
Makes him more evolved.
We're on the same page.
All right.
Relatable.
Paul Feig is here, so we got a real guest. I don't mean you're a fake guest.
No,
I'm
no,
just
no.
saying we got a name.
I get it. I remember the first time I was on, how nice you were to me.
Yeah.
I remember you had just seen my special and
Bridesmaids, The Heat, Spy, Ghostbusters.
I'm gonna leave.
The guy's done everything.
Yeah.
The guy's done
Bring him
everything.
in.
All right. Yeah, we'll do.
Thank you to the listeners. We'll see you at my comedy shows.
I'll give the plugs at the end of the show for you.
We're going to say all of them? You're going to say
all of
Brea?
them. I'm going to say
Every one of
Brea.
them.
I'll say every one of them.